This video is going to cover when we make our bezel and we end up filing it to get a good fit in, and it ends up being a little too small. We're going to show you how to roll this by hand like you would normally use a roll mill. Okay, as you can see here, this does not come all the way down to the bottom of this cab. Now, you might think, well, we'll push this down and spread it out, but what you're going to do is you're going to taper one side of it. And I intentionally filed this a little bit short so I could show you this technique. And it still needs some cleanup, but this will be fine to show you. Now, normally a roll mill presses this metal, and as it presses, it'll kind of get a little more length to it. We can accomplish the same thing. This is just a metal rod. It's nice and smooth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on my stamp block, and I'm just going to make sure that my rod is kind of level in the middle, and I'm going to roll this rod down this piece here. And I'm putting pressure down as I roll this. Now, when I teach classes, it's not uncommon for new students to end up doing this. They keep working towards perfection, and they get their piece a little too tight. Or even if you've been doing it a while, occasionally, because you want a good fit at your joint, you might roll it too tight or make it a little too tight. Now, understand if you have a gallery wire or something, you're not going to be able to. If you've got a serrated piece, you'd be fine. But with a gallery wire, it's pretty heavy, and you'd be lucky to be able to smooth it out. Now, it comes down a little bit more, but it's still not a good fit. So what I'll do is I'll just continue to roll this. I'll put pressure down. And remember, when you solder this together, you anneal the whole piece, so it makes it where it's soft. So it's soft enough it can roll out. If you didn't heat your whole bezel when you were soldering your joint, like some might, just heat the joint, then it's not going to be softened. I always recommend heating the whole bezel, because when you do that, you end up annealing it, and it fits. It'll take a new shape easier. We're getting down. We're just almost there. Now let's see what we've got. Okay, now it slips right on down. I can line this up. It slips all the way down on there, and the problem's solved. So always realize there's a lot of different tips that can be used to accomplish. Now, like I always say, when you go around this, and because this stone doesn't have a wide girdle on it, we want to make sure that when we go around this stone, we use a dowel or something that keeps our bezel perpendicular, so it's straight up and down on the sides. And then once we get finished, when we pull this off, and I usually use tweezers, it should just come right off real easy and slip back on. This, I might put just a little bit more to this to give it just a slightly less fit, but you don't want to do it long enough to where you start getting gaps between the outside edge. I hope this little tip helps you with your problems you may have with your bezels and the fit on them, that you might find some value in it. If there's some other type of problem that you're having that you may need some assistance in a demonstration, please let me know. If it's possible, I'll try to do a YouTube on it to help you out. If you want to watch my latest ones as they come out, just subscribe, and then you'll be notified each time I post a new one, which I hadn't been active for a while, but I plan to try to get a lot of these tips out there. So have fun soldering.